Hello, I'm Nobby Clark. Welcome to my workshop. I wanted to do a little follow-up video to the one I made the other day, where I showed making this double-ended tool here. My purpose for this is to use primarily as a chamfering tool. There's a slight confusion here that chamfering in the normal way, once you've turned down your diameter, or you've faced the end of the material here, you want to take off any sharp edge and run a chamfer. So you would bring the tool in like this against the work and create your chamfer. Now, what I've found in the past, there are situations where a piece of material is very, very close into the chuck. It might be a very, very thin piece of material that you've just about managed to get into the jaws of the chuck, and you've balanced it off, so there's a tiny little bit sticking out beyond the end, just a tiny little piece. Now the problem there would be, if you then wanted to chamfer the edge, that you wouldn't be able to get the tool in close enough to make the chamfer without the tool actually hitting the jaws of the chuck. So my purpose in making this double-ended is that if I put the tool in the other way around, I can then bring this in, as you can see, very, very close into the face of the chuck jaws here, so that I can make a chamfer on the piece of material which isn't sticking out from the jaws very far. The bit of confusion is that anyone that was sort of misunderstood what I was doing, thinking that I was going to use the chamfering tool in this orientation to make a sort of a deburring chamfer on a drilled hole or a bore in the end of a piece of material. In this case, there's a hole in here which you won't be able to see, but there is actually a hole here. Now the problem is that if you bring the tool in to try and chamfer or deburr the edge of the hole itself, that the side of the tool here will actually hit the material and actually stop you from getting the tool in close enough. It will actually hit this part here. I mean, to make this work, you would need such an incredible relief on here, which you don't even have on the actual tool itself, to enable you to get in to do this particular job. Now there are actually situations where this could work. If it was a much larger hole, what you could possibly do is raise the tool holder up so that you're hitting the hole not from the center line of the hole, but slightly higher up, and that in fact may work. I mean, generally when I'm chamfering or deburring the work here, I mean, I generally use a countersink bit in one of these little handles, and I can pop that in here and then deburr the edge of the hole, make a sort of a nice neat finish to it. If it was a much larger hole, a much larger bore, obviously it's going to be beyond doing it with this. Then in situations like that, I might use something like my sort of copy of a Noga deburring tool. Obviously you've got to be very cautious in using that, but that's another way of removing it. There are other tools that are available to enable you to do this as well. Now, not that this tool is only any good for creating a chamfer on the work. It will work perfectly well as a facing and machining tool as well. I can actually can demonstrate that. And of course I've got the advantage also of making a chamfer on this from either this direction or this direction. So the tool itself is dual purpose. I can obviously machine along here to bring this piece of material down to diameter as well. And you see it gives you, in fact this is aluminium, which gives beautiful finishes with these tools anyway. You can face across here, get a really wonderful finish, and a very, very nice chamfer as well to whatever depth you want. I hope I've explained that a little bit better. I didn't want to sort of confuse anyone on my video where I actually made this tool, that it was being used to clean up the edge of the bore here as well, which it isn't. I would generally for a hole of this size, which this tool will fit into quite happily. You can make a nice sort of quick chamfer to it there. Another tool that you can use on the internal bore is this one. It's a fairly old tool that I picked up some time ago, but that can be used in the bore to give you a nice chamfer as well. So I hope that's that bit of information's of some help to you. That this is, for me, going to be a very, very versatile tool anyway, which I can swing around to use in either direction, either straight into the work or perpendicular to the work as well. Obviously it's not a 45 degree. Obviously this you could angle this obviously to give you that, but that angle is perfectly fine for chamfering, and of course I could bring it in this way as well if I wanted to, but then chamfering the board, there obviously are other ways of doing this. So I mean, thank you very much for joining me again in the workshop, and just to give you this little update so that I've not, hopefully not confused anyone. Anyway, thanks very much. See you in another video very, very soon. Bye bye for now.